Good afternoon, District 200. Welcome back for another edition of Live in Your Community Schools. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Erica Loiacono. I'm the Director of Communications in District 200. Thank you for joining us today. This show was designed to give you, our community members, a live look into our schools. Our learning environments are changing as the world around us rapidly evolves, and this show is designed to give you a front seat view into our classrooms. The future is uncertain, and our learning environment. Philip Stevens tells us that what's certain in the world is changing faster than at any time in human history. In turn, our learning environments need to evolve. The rate of change is exponential, and we have to prepare students for a world we can't predict and for jobs that don't exist. As you'll see on the screen, I put a slide up there about Generation Z. Students in our schools are in Generation Z. Gen Z is characterized by being independent, curious, driven, emotionally intelligent, globally competent, diverse, passionate, mature, and they take an active role in their futures. Gen Z has lived their entire lives with instant access to mountains of information. They are tech savvy, they are mobile, they are highly educated, and they live digital lives, and they enter adulthood at a much younger age. In District 200, we are preparing students for the future. Yes. If you can see, I'm going to put a picture up here. This is a picture from Wheaton Central High School back in 1923. As you can see, all the desks are lined in rows. Everyone is facing the front. Some of our classrooms still look like this, but many are evolving into 21st century learning environments that are student-centered, they are active, they are flexible, and they are experiential based, and students are not necessarily tied to one location. Next, we are going to be visiting with 3 different classrooms to provide you, our community, a look into what are some of the changes taking place in our classrooms. And so we're going to be visiting with 3 different schools today. We're going to go to Hubble Middle School, Lowell Elementary, and Wheaton Warrenville South High School. So first joining is from Hubble Middle School. We have students from Andy Balzer's class at Hubble Middle School. Mr. Balzer teaches, let me put you on the screen by yourself. Mr. Balzer is a 7th grade social studies teacher at Hubble. Welcome to the show, Mr. Balzer and students at Hubble.
Hi, welcome to Hubble. Thank you for having us.
Hi. Happy Friday, students. Mr. Balzer, I understand that you've made some furniture changes to your classroom. Why did you decide to make that change?
Yeah, a topic that comes up a lot with teachers is how to create a good learning environment in the classroom. And this past August, I was at my wife's school, and we saw a class that was using flexible seating, and I was inspired by how they made their classroom comfortable using student choice. So I wanted to provide the same learning environment for my students. And over the next few weeks, my wife and I planned and researched to design our classrooms using a flexible seating model. So shout out to Gombert Elementary. Thank you very much for the inspiration. With this model, students come in and they choose a seat where they want for class. They pick the seat they think they'll work best and be most comfortable in, most productive. I know when I have to work, I want to make myself as comfortable as possible. When students are comfortable, they are more engaged, which then leads to more learning. Some seating choices in here also help students physically because they have to work on their posture and their balance. Some need to be moving while they're working also. And the flexible seating model encourages collaboration, communication, and an overall better learning environment.
Would you be able to?
Yes, absolutely. My assistant here is Addison. Addison, say hi. He's going to move the camera around while we the seating areas. All right. We have 10 seating choices in the room with a total of 46 spots for students. It is a first come, first serve situation. So students I really don't have a tardy issue because kids want to get down here and get the seat of their choice for the day. They can't stay seats.
That's a nice problem to have, right?
Right. So they 4 minutes so they can get down here as fast as possible. students can come in and they can pick a seat, and they can stay in that seat, or if they feel like that seat's not working for them, they can move to another spot in the room. I have no problem. I just want them to be comfortable and be able to work their best for the day. So I'll take
Great. Can you start moving and show us around?
Absolutely. Down here we have the floor seats not being used this period, but we have cushions for kids who want to sit.
Really short table.
Yeah, want to sit on the floor and stretch their legs out. Over here we have the exercise balls, which are very popular. As you can see, students who like to move and bounce and keep active work day. Hope you engage in that way. Okay, say hi to you. There we go. And over here, one of our purchases were the Hokie Stools. They're very similar to exercise balls, so you can see Brady here is moving while he's working, but it doesn't have the bouncing function to it. So that's a little bit different. And next to here, we have the standing tables for kids who want to kind of move while they stand and kind of pace while they work. So a lot of students start here and then go back to a different seat for the rest of the period. We have traditional seats for kids who want to sit in chairs that are either attached or chairs that move. We in the middle of the room, we have camp chairs, or very much like sitting in a little mini hammock during class if they want to like comfortable.
Give us a wave, guys, from the campers.
Camping chairs, can you wave to them? So we're talking about, okay. There we go.
Great. I think we're going to talk to Katie from your class. Is that correct?
Yes, we are going to talk to Katie. Are you ready to talk to Katie now?
We are ready to talk to Katie.
Katie, you can come right up.
Hi, Katie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're a 7th grader at Hubble?
Yes.
So what do you think about the furniture in Mr. Balzer's room?
I think it helped me to be more comfortable, and I picked furniture that matched with my mood every day.
Great. And what furniture arrangement do you most frequently sit in? Is there one area that you like to navigate towards, or I should say gravitate towards, or do you kind of bounce around?
I used to bounce around, but now I like the Hokie Stools, where I sit with my friends Brooke, Brady, and Sam.
Great. Hi, Brooke, Brady, and Sam. Well, thank you so much. It was nice to see you all.
Thank you.
Happy Friday, Hubble.
And you too.
Do you guys want to say goodbye to your parents? Say hi or bye to your parents real quick.
Everybody get in there? All right. Everybody get in there?
We got in. Thank you.
Very much.
Goodbye, Mr. Balzer. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Well, that was really fun. As you can see, that classroom had a lot of different types of furniture arrangements, offered student choice, and really allowed students to choose the type of seat that they want to sit in, that they think they're going to be most comfortable, so that to optimize their learning experience. I do not see Lowell in the broadcast quite yet, so we're going to jump on over to Wheaton Warrenville South and visit with Mr. Eller's Algebra 2 class. Hello, Mr. Eller, how are you?
Hello. Say hi, guys. Hi. Hi, welcome.
Hi. Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you for letting us be on here. We're excited to show you guys a little bit of what we do here at Wheaton Warrenville South.
Absolutely. Mr. Eller, would you mind just angling your camera down just a little bit? Although you do have some gorgeous ceiling tiles right there, I see.
Yeah, I'm really pretty. Do you want to see those two? Those are gorgeous, but yes, we can angle those down. Sure.
Great. So,
is that better?
Mr. Eller, you have some new desks and chairs in your Algebra 2 class, so which is mostly juniors and a couple of seniors, I think you told me. Tell us about the furniture in your classroom.
So we wanted to get away from a traditional mathematics classroom, because usually when you and I were going through school, we were stuck in rows. We had the teacher sitting at the front. They described everything that we should do, and then we regurgitated that information. What we would do with this classroom is actually make it so it was more of a learning environment where kids are working together in order to learn the material. It's not just me presenting the material. They're working together. They're teaching each other themselves. And as a result, we came up with this configuration. So as we take you around the room a little bit, you can see that we normally start out in groups of 4. And in these groups of 4, these students not only work together, but you can see that they can't hide from what the work they should be doing. They can ask each other questions, They can see what others are doing and they can cheat. That way, every student is getting involved and every student is actually doing the work. But say this group has no idea whatsoever what to do, then we can have another student, in this case, he can wheel over in the chairs and he can help out the students in what they're doing and give them pointers along the way. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So we see students
and now
boards, go on.
And then if we roll over this direction, you can see we can break up the chairs into groups of 2 instead of 4. And then they can separate if they want to go individually as well. So if we want to go from bigger groups to smaller groups to individuals, this setup really allows for easy way to do that. These students are working on individually, but then at the end they can compare the results with each other and see what they did right and what they did wrong.
Wow, that looks really interesting how they can move that furniture.
Yeah, it's very quick, very easy. And one of the reasons I love this room is because of the whiteboard space we have all around. You can see I have students standing, they're working. I can see all the work that they're doing. I can see step by steps. You can see that they can't hide the work here as well. We can talk about common errors and common misconceptions, and we can talk about praises and right answers as well. So all the students are up at the board. We can get them up and moving around.
Mr.
And this is a fantastic way.
I'm sorry,
have
a little bit of a lag. Mr. Eller, can you just tell me a little bit, why is that so important? You've referenced it a couple of times. Why is it important? You've said students can't hide from their work. It's out in the open. Can you explain for us a little bit why that's so important?
If you have a worksheet and you're sitting by your desk at yourself, you can work on it like this. And I have no clue if you know what you're doing. And the student doesn't have to recognize that they know what they're doing. In this way, every single student is involved. It's about getting students to participate in the math that they're learning. So by doing this, you can see all of them are working on a problem. This is normal for them. They always are up and working together to solve problems. And that way, everyone's getting involved. About student engagement and getting them to be involved in their learning as much as me getting involved in their learning.
Excellent.
Does that make sense?
Mr. Eller, absolutely. I think we're going to be speaking with a student named Angel.
Yes. Do you want Angel? Come on over.
Come on over, Angel. I am very impressed with how behaved and calm your students are for a Friday afternoon with the bell about to ring.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, aren't they?
Hi, Angel. How are you?
Great. And how are you?
Good. Can you speak up just a little bit or come closer to the computer? Thank you. Yeah. So, Angel, what do you think about the furniture in Mr. Eller's math class?
I would mostly like to say that this how much he has upgraded his classroom has more or less changed the atmosphere that math typically, or the stereotype that math classes get. Whereas many people get like a bad taste in their mouths of math, like just boring and just irritating, or looking at the clock to pass time. But what these chairs or what these tables do is that it causes more of a unification or a union, so to say, of like everyone to getting together, bouncing off ideas with one another to get a better grasp of what the material we're learning and how to build off that.
Angel, it absolutely sounds to me like for you, the furniture in the classroom has really made a difference for your learning experience.
Oh yeah, it has. Like, I remember with the standard just C's, I would normally on average get around C's, and I just wouldn't understand most of the material, and so I was confused with that. And I was and the reason I just had bad grades was because I was afraid of asking for help and such. But with these desks that we have now, it helps me bounce off ideas. Like, as I said, that I might think of it one way, whereas others think of it another way that's more productive and can solve answers and equations quicker and faster and more efficiently.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today. Mr. Eller, can we do one more pan of your classroom and get a wave out of everybody?
Hey guys, wave to the camera, say goodbye. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eller.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Excellent. Well, now we are going to be heading over to Lowell Elementary School. Let's bring Mrs. McDonald into the broadcast. Welcome to the show, Mrs. McDonald.
Hi, Erica.
How are you?
Doing great. Happy Aloha Friday to you.
Happy Friday. So, Mrs. McDonald, I understand that not this year, but last year you made some changes to the furniture in your classroom. Can you talk a little bit about why you decided to make that change from the traditional desks in rows?
Well, a colleague here at Lowell said, "Hey, Ann, you got to go visit my 5th grade teacher friend over at Lyle." So I went over there and I visited their classroom, and I was amazed at what she had set up. She had flexible seating. I had never seen that before. And the engagement that I saw, the collaboration that I saw just said, I got to do this in my classroom. So I did a lot of garage sales that next summer. I went to a lot of resale shops, clearance furniture areas, and just hand-me-downs. And I asked Dr. Melton, say, I've got this idea for my classroom. How do you feel about this? And she totally supported me, and that's where all the magic happened. So I started it last year and loved it. Students loved it. Parents appreciated what it was doing for their students' learning, and this is where we are today.
Well, great. Could you please show us around your room at some of the different furniture that you have?
Definitely. So I'm going to talk in the back. So here's our classroom. As you can see, I don't have a teacher desk. It's a table, and I've got all kinds of seatings. I've got round tables with flexible stools where they're movable stools. I've got a futon back here. I've got a high table behind it. I've got a little conference table. We call it the JV table. It's
I'm sorry, say that again?
We call it a JV table because it's shaped like a jelly bean.
Okay, got it.
We've got another high table over here where students can sit at, or they can also stand at it too. And as you can go around the room, we've got different kinds of seating too. We've got stools, we've got cubes, we've got pillows, we've got here we've got a low table.
Got students sitting on the floor.
Yeah, students sitting on the floor. There's some right over there.
Now, do students choose where they want to sit every day, or are they assigned seats?
Every day they choose a home seat for the day, but throughout the day they can go wherever they want, depending on the project that they're working on or whatever mood they're in. If they feel like they want to be sitting upright, they can choose a table. If they feel they want to be on the floor, that works too.
And now that's a big change for you as a teacher, I'm sure, that your students moving around. What was that change like for you and also for your students?
It was a big adjustment just because the students and I were used to the traditional desks and chairs. So we had to get used to the format of it, but they jumped right in. They felt more comfortable. They were having more fun in their learning, more engaged, more collaborating going on. It's been a huge success.
Awesome. So I think we're going to speak with the student. Her name is Camille.
Yep. Take you around.
Can we ask Camille to come on over?
Definitely. Camille, you want to come on over? This is Camille.
Hi, Camille. How are you?
Good.
Good. So, Camille, you're a 5th grader at Lowell.
Yes.
And have you ever been in a classroom with furniture like this before Mrs. McDonald's class?
Last year there was one class that had some chairs like this, but it wasn't completely like this, no.
So what do you think about the furniture in Mrs. McDonald's room?
I like the furniture here because it can help us concentrate, and I like that we all get our own choices. We get to sit with who we want and where we want depending on the day.
Okay. Is there a specific set of furniture that you like or that you most often sit at?
I like the Hokie Stools the best because I'm able to move around freely, and they are at a lot of the different tables, so I can sit in different areas of the room but still sit on the same chair.
Camille, I understand, is your mom also a teacher in the district?
Yes.
Where does she teach?
She teaches at Pleasant Hill.
So school's still in, so she might not be watching right now, but do you want to say hi to your mom?
Hi.
Great. So Mrs. McDonald, can I ask you one more question? And I meant to get to this with the other 2 teachers, and I didn't get there. How did you acquire all of the furniture in your room?
Well, as I mentioned before, garage sales were a big area where I found some of my seating. So that's using my own funds for that. Again, going to resale shops, hand-me-downs. But I was very fortunate for the Lowell PTA to help sponsor some of the flexible seating in the classroom. And it was just a wonderful news for them to support my vision for student learning for my fifth graders.
Great. And I'm sorry if you already said this. Did you use funds from a student excellence grant as well?
Yes, I believe. Yeah, I was very fortunate for the district to support it. So,
well, thank you so much for joining us today, Mrs. McDonald. Students, would you like to say hello and goodbye to the community and to your parents? Oh, they've got something planned.
Ready?
Happy Aloha Friday to you too. Thank you, Lowell students. Thank you, Mrs. McDonald, for having us today.
Thank you. Bye.
Great. That is it for another edition of Live in Your Community Schools. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, this show was designed to give you, our community members, a live look into our schools, into our classroom, and see what our children are working on. Our next show will be on April 6th at Franklin Middle School. We'll be featuring their Project Lead the Way program, in particular in Mrs. Hoffmeyer and Mrs. Hammer's classrooms. I guarantee you're going to be wowed. You'll see how students are working on some engineering projects, but also some different types of furniture arrangements as well. So thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.